a turning point question. Well, I guess it's a bit more than that, but anyway, we're given a function and we're given its turning point, or the x value of the turning point, and we're asked to find this value b. Right, so b is just some constant that we don't know what it is, but we can work it out, obviously. Alright, so f of x is a positive cubic, so it'll look something like that. And they've given us, there's a turning point at -1. So for a cubic, we would expect 2 turning points. So I'm not too sure which one it is yet, but that's fine. What can you tell me about the gradient of a turning point? Right, gradient of a turning point, if we were to draw a tangent to the turning points, they would be a flat line, because the gradient is equal to 0. So gradient is 0 at a turning point. So that's some hidden information that we're given. Alright, so to use that information about the gradient, we need the gradient function. So right now we're given the original function, right, f of x. We need the gradient function, f prime of x. Right, to find that, we take the derivative. So 2x cubed, the power of 3 multiplies out the front, giving us 6. X, the power is reduced by 1, so it becomes 6x squared. The second term, likewise, we take the power of 2, multiply it out the front. Remember, the b is just some constant, so we just treat it as a constant, so 2 times b, 2b. X to the power of 2 minus 1 is to the power of 1, which we don't need to write. And the derivative of minus 2, the derivative of a constant, is 0, which we don't need to write. I just realized I missed the pun. To be or not to be. That's alright. Moving on. So right now we found the gradient function. Alright, f prime of x. Now how can we use this information? So we know if the gradient is 0, that happens when x equals -1. So we can substitute -1 in for x. So 6 times -1 squared plus 2b times -1. So now looking at this, the only unknown is b, which means we can solve. So -1 squared is +1 times 6, it's 6. 2 times b times -1 is -2b. I will add 2b to both sides. I will divide both sides by 2 to give b equals 3. And that would be our final answer. So to summarize this one, if you find the derivative, right, the gradient function, and you set it equal to 0, like we did here, that is an achieved skill because you've calculated the derivative, but you've also used the knowledge that the turning point has a gradient of 0. Yeah. On top of that, we knew that the turning point was when x equals -1, so we also substituted that in, which then let us solve for b, which would be merit.